Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. I'm just out the front of Worthington's at Carryong, New South Wales, Australia, headed to the North Shore with an associate. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining me on the channel. I appreciate the fact that you've come in and want to listen to what I have to say. To me, I just want to make it very clear, love, relationships and all that stuff's very important. But you've got to have it in order, and you want to have it in order. You want to have a strong, healthy, mutual, transparent, honest relationship. And that's not hard. One of the first signs, and listen very carefully to me, and it doesn't mean these people are bad. Usually these people are kind and try the best they can to be loving and stuff. But one of the big things that are going to bring trouble to a relationship is unresolved. And unresolved has a very broad spectrum. Now, unresolved can be something that is going to remain that way. There are certain things that aren't going to be able to be resolved. But if unresolved just sits in a relationship via neglect, then you've got a whole different animal, a whole different problem taking place. And the reason for this is unresolved causes all different levels of trauma, psychological trauma you won't even know is there. And a lot of counselling over the years has taught people to hang in there. You'll get through it. You'll get over it. But they haven't dealt with the trauma. They haven't dealt with the root of the problem. They've just sent people away with the persuasion that you'll get through this, you'll get over this. Whatever the problem is and whatever the reason is for it being there, you will find a way around it. And unfortunately, this is definitely not always the case. You can talk through things, you can discuss things, but if nothing changes, the unresolved remains the same. Everything remains the same, and that's going to cause trauma because subconsciously underneath, nothing's been fixed. Oh yes, we've talked about it all. We've said everything we think we want the other person to hear. We've played out in some kind of superficial way that, yeah, things are going to get better and all this and that, but it doesn't. Patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, and all the other attributes of Christianity. And some of you that are listening to this are Christian by pedigree, and you've messed it up. You've ballsed it up, and you've got nobody else to blame for yourself. And I think to come into the light now, rather than go deeper down into the darkness, many people have to pull their finger out, stop being lazy, get and do the work, and find out what really is the reason for them being on this planet, what their origin is and who their creator is, and get themselves tuned up to who they should be, what they're supposed to be doing, and why they're here. I don't think most people don't even realize why they're here. And that's exactly what the devil and all his darkness wants. He wants people to be stoned. He wants people to be drunk. He wants people to be reckless and careless in their sex. Hang on. He wants people to be unresolved, because unresolved is a very, very broad word that is able to cover quite simply whatever these problems are. People don't want to use the word unresolved. It leaves a nasty taste in your mouth, because that's putting themselves or their partner or both in a situation where things need to be fixed. We have a problem. We have a problem. But these problems, absolutely 100%, without hesitation or fault, can be resolved. If somebody values the situation enough, if they care about the situation enough, then they'll make the effort to find the resolve. If they don't value the situation enough, listen to me, viewers. You haven't got time to be fluff-assing around. If these people, right, don't have the value, they don't have the value to make the effort to stop, listen, and understand what the problem is, what damage it's causing to the relationship and the people around them. I mean, we all lead by some kind of example, and our example will influence the mind and the decisions of the people around us. It'll affect our children, it'll affect our person, it'll affect our partner, our parents, the whole lot. Well, it won't affect it will affect your parents. When you meet somebody and they take you to meet their parents, they're bringing an impression of themselves to their parents and saying, this is the person that I have now, and I hope that you're impressed by them. And that's not always going to be the case either. I can remember as a young bloke, I used to bring home some really, really sexy girls. And I can remember in a couple of instances, my mother, who really I didn't listen to, would say, Jay, you got a handful there. And sure enough, one way or another, she'd be right. You know, a month down the track, your girlfriend's getting banged by some other bloke or whatever, and that's just life. They're things you've got no control over. To some extent, that's just a part of life, but we're not conditioned to believe all that or to accept all that because we think we're infallible, that the world owes us something and that darkness isn't going to get me. Well, darkness is working on you 24/7. And you have to make the effort in some way or another to make sure the darkness doesn't overtake you, because it will. I've had beautiful, wonderful girlfriends. Beautiful, wonderful, kind-hearted women who have just been smashed to pieces by the darkness, and they ain't coming out. They ain't coming out of there. They like the way it feels. They like what it does to them. They want to, use all the things that the devil does to people. Alcohol, drugs, careless sex, all that stuff. You don't have to be on drugs and all that stuff to have a healthy sex life, because that's what most people are trying to find but are unable to. Let's just say it. That's what most people are trying to find. But they just don't know how to go about it. These young blokes that are on drugs and alcohol and all this crap and rubbish, they'll get away with that until they're 20, 21, whatever. And then their body will start to say, oh no, buddy, no erection for you today. And they'll have a Sheila waiting for them to, be intimate with them, and they're standing there going, I don't know why. It's the way you live. You've got unresolved issues in your mind and in your spirit, and your body's trying to give you a signal. This ain't working. What you're doing ain't working. But if you ain't got the wisdom to understand how your body works and what you need to do to fix your mental health, your spiritual health, and your physical health, guess what? You're going deeper down the tunnel of darkness. Your haters ain't going to help you get where you want to get. Your haters are standing there laughing at you going, more drugs, more alcohol, more messed up relationships for this person, more useless religion. They've got all that wrong. Everything's just wrong. And you're hating people as well. It's just one big hate fest. And guess what that is? That's exactly what the devil wants. Just one big hate fest. Let's all just hate each other. Let's all just wreck each other. Let's all just undo any good that comes along. Oh yeah, as soon as any good comes along for someone close to these people. Oh no, we can't have that. That's not the way we live. We're going to wreck that. We're going to whinge, whine. We're going to complain. We're going to pretend we're going to commit suicide. We're going to feign sickness. We're going to feign negligence. And all this fake, dark, deep, dark, manipulative, controlling evil, which is so easy to see for someone that's awake. You watch these clowns just at work like little children fighting over a paddle pop stick in a sand pit at the childcare centre, where a lot of these women are copping out. They're just dropping their children off at the childcare centre, going home and getting banged by the guy next door while everyone's out at work trying to get somewhere. It's so, you can just see it. You need to stop, make the effort to get some wisdom about yourself, wisdom about God and Christ and the Holy Spirit. You know, if you're watching the world through the eyes of the Holy Spirit, these people have got nothing. Your haters have got nothing. You're just watching them destroy themselves. You're just watching your girlfriend flounder. She just can't find a way out of a stupor and the stupor of the people that she's enmeshed with. Or your boyfriend. It's all the same. The darkness is very easy to read once you're awake. But as I've always said to my people, my children, 95% of people are walking around asleep. They're in the dark and they ain't coming out of it. They don't resolve themselves. They don't fix themselves. They've had every opportunity to have wonderful lives and wonderful healings and opportunities to turn their lives around. I've had some of my girlfriends in situations where their life can completely, for themselves and their adult children, completely turn around, not partly turn around, not a little bit turn around, completely putting the heel on the head of the devil and his ways and turning their life around, and they've just shrink back into the darkness. So what do you do at that point? You keep walking in the light. Let them go. Let these people go. That's God, the Holy Spirit, and all that trying to tell you. These people are not for you. They're removing you and them from their lives. You're not meant to be with these people. You've given them every opportunity to try and work this out. You've given them every opportunity to work their stuff out. But they don't want to. They're happy where they are. They want the darkness. A lot of people will tell you bullshit. They'll lie to you. They'll scheme you. They'll drag you along. And if you're asleep, you'll lose years off your life. You'll lose years. Years and years. And the devil's, as I always say, just sitting there laughing, rubbing his hands together. Got another one. I've got another one. Tick tock, tick tock, tick, another one. And some of these people die by way of their own negligence. They get body sicknesses, mental illnesses, and they play the victim in their predatory. They'll be the victim predator. The more of a victim they can sell themselves as, the more predatory success they get. There's a whole psychology of the strategies of and bait in which the way Satan works. No point us being ignorant to it. Let's wake up. Time to wakey. Come on. I'm telling you right now, the light is getting lighter for those that want to walk in the light. And the darkness is getting darker at a speed now that is unprecedented in history. The devil's using all means to keep his narrative in the minds of people. All means. And I challenge you to stop, take a very serious look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, what are the elements of unresolved you have in your heart? Don't be ignorant. This is a war. It's a war for souls, and your soul's on the line. And you need to save yourself. If your partner's one of these people that's just going with the flow, getting tossed to and fro, like a battleship in the sea that's under attack and it's losing, you're going to have to let them go, man, because they'll take you with them. They'll waste your time. That's all there is to it. I'm Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist. Wake up. Wake up. Bye for now.